All right, so good morning, everybody. Quick start to the video. It's Friday. God, and I can't think of the date. Friday, June 5th, I think it is. But I told you in the last video that I was going to have an ultrasound before work, so we just finished up with that. So I figured I'd do a quick intro before we get to work. Interesting day today. We're going to have a loaner truck, which I will explain later on why we're in that. And then we have 3 red barns to Fogelsville because of my late start. So once we get in the truck, we'll talk to you more. So we are in an old friend, so to speak. Any of you guys that have been watching the channel for a few years know that when I was running out to Sunbury, I was in the red Mack. And that's what is now one of our spare trucks. So that's what we're in right now until we get figured out what's wrong with our truck and get it fixed. Take me a little bit to reacclimate myself to this truck. The steering is a little bit looser because it's an older truck. She's a bit long in the tooth. She's got 643,000 miles on her. The other one only has 320. So it's got twice the miles on it. Been around the block a few times. Hasn't been assigned to anybody for a while, so it's kind of our spare truck. So it's a little dirty on the inside. You know, when there's spares, nobody takes care of them. So it is what it is. It's a loaner truck. Depending on how the weekend goes and how I feel, maybe I come down here and sweep the inside out and stuff. But I did rinse off the outside, got the dust off it, and clean the window up a little bit, get the bugs and the dirt off of that to give you a good look. So it never was a bad truck. I liked it. I'd still use it if it would be assigned to me, but it is what it is. Like I said, right now it's a spare truck. So misread my sheet last night. We're not going to the red barn. We're going up to Tamaqua to load. We got 3 of them out of Tamaqua down to Fogelsville today. So making our way out here to 309, as you know. Then we're going to hook the right and go up to Tamaqua. So one thing is, has a heavy-duty suspension on it, so she got a stiffer ride. So the bumpy section of 309 is going to be a little bit bumpier than normal. So we got that to deal with. But like I said, otherwise, this has always been a good truck. I liked it when I had it. Nothing wrong with it. So I don't mind using it. Blinkers are a little louder than our truck, and they aren't probably going to cancel out, so I'm going to have to do the canceling out today. Now, when we climb up the blue, those 4-ways are going to be just as loud, but otherwise, we are on our way. I'll talk to you when we get up there to the well, and we'll go from there as far as what we can shoot and show you today. Alright, so loading her up here. Like I told you, I misread the paper last night. I thought we were going to Red Barn, but we were coming up here to Tamaqua. So actually, I kind of prefer this one better because we don't have that difficult and somewhat unsafe turn at the bottom of the road to get on the 309 like we do at Red Barn. This one you come out to a traffic light and go from there. The only problem is you got to ride that rough stretch at 309. And this truck has a heavy-duty suspension because it was spec'd for a logging operation, and the truck was bought off a dealer lot when that company backed out of the purchase. And so she got a stiffer ride. So between that and the technician pushing on my belly this morning for that ultrasound, a little bit sore. But otherwise, we're doing okay. It's going to be a nice day out today. Going to be pushing 90, I guess. So it's going to be summer-like, but no rain today. I think we might have a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow. But we're doing good, and we're loading here. And once we're done buttoning her up, we'll talk to you on the way back down like we always do. Well, it looks like we've got some kind of utility work here. Is this guy going to stop me? No, he's going to have me go. Okay, I didn't know. I was kind of taking her easy to make sure that he wasn't going to flip that sign on me. But he didn't. that's good. Yeah, it looks like utility power line work here. So we take her easy, going through. Wasn't expecting that. Hopefully that's not an all-day project, but it doesn't really tie up traffic on here too long. It all depends on how many cars or what the timing is of their sign flips. I don't know how it works in that industry. Let's see if this radio works. You two oversized, you got a single lane up there with Flagman. I guess maybe this radio don't work either. I don't know, maybe they're on a different channel. That was kind of tight. Had two oversized coming through, and they had cones on the side of the road there, so and to thread the needle a little bit. Anyway, we are making our way down to the plant. This truck still has power to it. We pulled the Blue just as good as we pull it with the Anthem. Jake brakes were strong coming down the mountain. So this truck basically the same as it was when I drove it. The only difference is it has a different seat. It had a really nice seat when I drove it. Somebody had broken it and they put a Sears seat in here, and it's just not as good as the one that used to be in here. So, but other than that, it's the same truck that it was before. Rattles, same places, and everything else. So, kind of like meeting up with an old friend again, like I said in the opening clip in the truck. Alright, so we are just about down here, and I can tell you right now that we are not going to be able to talk to you outside the truck, because right in front of us up there is another tanker. That's one of our guys, and he can go in the same place we are, so we're not going to be able to talk to you outside the truck. We'll just have to let you know how things went once we're done and out of there. We'll catch up to him right. Oh, the school zone. That's right, I'm late this morning. Usually when I come down here my first load, the school lights are flashing here for 15-mile-an-hour zone. But you see that tanker up there ahead of us, that's our guy, so now we'll catch up to him probably here at the traffic light. But we're down here, and I figured out what one of the rattles was. They got nuts and bolts in the ashtray, and so they're rattling and clanging and banging, and I don't know, I gotta look at them. Maybe I just freaking throw them out. I don't know who would put that stuff in there, but it drives, I can't stand rattles. I know trucks are gonna rattle, but why add to it? So look and see what they are, and if they have no importance, they're going in the trash can down here. Alright, so I can talk real quick, like, because that guy's coming back. I think he's got the van today. He walked up to see if the van was loaded or not. This guy next to me leaving, and the other guy's just coming back from his little walk. So I can talk to you for a few minutes. Right now, everything going good. All three of us were unloading, so far so good. We'll talk to you on the way back up. Alright, so headed northbound, get load number 2. Made quick work of that one. Hopefully we make quick work of the next 2. The last 2 days were a little on the rough side down there. Wednesday it was. I got down there with my last load, and I ended up sitting 4 hours from the time I got there till the time I was able to leave. And what had happened there was the plant went to one at a time. As I've told you, the silos get kind of full, and there's trucks that roll in and out of there all day, and it gets to where it's one at a time, and you can only load one truck, or unload one truck, and when that one's done, then the next one can unload, and so forth and so on. Now, somebody decided to try and cheat, and they pressed their button at the same time another driver pressed their button, tried to unload 2 trucks when only one should have been unloading. And whenever you do that, it fouls up the computers and the safeties and everything inside the plant. And so that's why it went to total crap, not because of anything that the plant did, but because of something one of the drivers did. They didn't want to sit there and wait, and and thought they could cheat and unload 2 at a time, and it didn't work. And then it messes everybody up after them. So that's how that played out. And then yesterday was just back to normal, where it was 1 at a time. And I mean, that happens a lot. It depends on how many lines of spring water they're running and how many trucks are coming in and out of there. Whether you can unload multiple trucks or you can only unload 1 at a time. It's not a big deal. It's pretty much normal routine. But what that driver did really messed things up. So. But anyway, we are rolling up 100 here, and run back to Tamaqua to get that second one. Like I said, gonna be a beautiful day. It's already up to 85. 10:20 a.m. and it is 85 degrees, so I got a feeling we're going to easily hit the 90-degree mark today, and that's just perfectly fine with me. I love this weather. I take it all year long if I can get it. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll talk to you later on somewhere. All right, heading back here for the second one. I doubt anybody's going to be in here. We're probably going to be the only ones in here the rest of the afternoon. Might even be the rest of the day. Next one to come in here may be tomorrow after midnight. This well does not usually get used too heavily. Excuse me. Didn't cough all the way up here. As soon as I turned the cameras on and started talking to you, and I needed to cough. But anyway, like I was saying, this well, it's hit or miss with this one. Sometimes there's a decent amount of trucks in here. Sometimes there's only 1 truck to come in here all day. I know there's days where I've gotten 3 or 4 loads out of here, and that was all that was taken out of here all day long. It's pretty sporadic. The main player is the red barn, generally. There's always trucks in and out of there. There's always a chance of getting behind somebody. I mean, sometimes you get behind them here, but it's a pretty rare occurrence. And see, nobody's here. And I can tell nobody was here since I was here because the pad is completely dry. The sun dried it out. So I was the last one in here. And here we are again. Oh, I spin around here, make a little bit of dust because it hasn't rained in over a week. It hasn't rained really since that Memorial Day weekend when it was rainy and nasty, but this whole week's been nice now. So we're here and get ourselves lined up. The length of the trailers makes it that no matter what tractor you're pulling, the front drive axle goes right at the edge of the concrete pad, and then you're right in line where you need to be to hook the hose up to the trailer. So we're here, and we'll talk to you after we get set up and start unloading or start loading. All right, so we're here loading up the second one. What a gorgeous day so far. I just checked my backyard thermometer up there in Tamaqua. It's 83 degrees here at 11 o'clock. So it's 85 down there, closer to Allentown, 83 up here. Can't ask for a better day. Like I said, probably going to get close to 90, but that's my wheelhouse. That's the kind of weather I like. I like my summers to be summer, just like those winter lovers want their winters to be winter. I want my summer to be summer. If I got to suffer through the cold, then I want to have a beautiful, warm to hot summer. And we finally got it now, and it's pretty well sustained. A little breeze blowing now, and that feels good too, but it's going to be sustained, and you're going to get some thunderstorms tomorrow, and it may cool off a little bit on Sunday and Monday, but then we're going to go right back up to the mid-upper 80s, low 90s. So perfect summer weather as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, once we're done here, we button her up, talk to you on the way back down there. All right, making our way out the road down here to 309, and let's see if we get lucky with this traffic light. Sometimes we come down here and it turns right before we get there, and we can just keep on rolling, and then other times we've got to wait a little bit. And now I'm getting a phone call. Stop recording. Stop recording. All right, we're going to grab this smooth lane here. There's a car back a little bit from me, but I'm going to grab this smooth lane for a while. I mean, this road is so rough. Take any smooth section you can get. The phone call was from another driver of ours. The Reading plant's filling up. 2 trucks are on their way down there. One truck that's sitting there couldn't get completely unloaded. It hit the safeties and shut off. So he wanted to know how Fogelsville plant was running, and he's gonna call dispatch and see if he can take his load down there to Fogelsville, because if he goes down to Reading and has to sit behind those other trucks, he's gonna go over his hours, because he starts at 4:30 in the morning, and he could sit down there for 6 hours, and it's already 11:22. So yeah, he would go over his hours. So hopefully dispatch lets him take it to Fogelsville. So that was the phone call I got coming out of the well. He wanted to know how things were down there. So they were good. So hopefully they stay good, and he can get down there and unload. Just like we want to get down there and unload too. But hopefully it works out for him that he can get down there and unload and doesn't have to sit. So, all right, we're gonna finish climbing this ridge cup here and make our way down there. So we'll talk to you probably once we get to the plant, unless there are other trucks there, as you know, then I can't. So, all right. Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys. This is a busy place today. Trucks in and out. So I didn't get a chance to talk to you outside the truck. Luckily, everything is going the way it should be going. Everybody's able to unload. We're not one at a time yet. So we're moving right along, leaving here and heading up to get load number 3. And the guy that had called me and asked me how it was running down here arrived, while I was just about finishing up. So like I said, there was one here when I got here. He left. Another one came in right as he was leaving, and then our guy came in. So I really couldn't talk to you guys out there. So I'm going to give you a little rundown here. We'll talk to you a little bit going out the plant. And let's see. Okay, there's no plastic truck there, so we can scooch around if we have the room. I don't know. These guys park back so far because they don't want, I'm probably not going to fit through there. See, they don't want to, they want to park right where they can walk in the door. And that's all good. They're kind of lazy. They just don't want to walk more than they have to until they go in there and get their paperwork. And since he was a live load, he probably didn't get a seal. He's got to get a seal in there when he prints his paperwork out. So he's going to have to walk all the way to the back of the trailer anyway to put the seal on it. So either way, you got to walk. So why not pull up just a little further? Because we are allowed to scoot around them. As long as the plastic pellet trucks aren't there unloading, we're allowed to go around because we don't have to check out like these van guys do. But there may be enough room there, but it doesn't look like. I don't want to chance it and whap a mirror off something, so we'll just sit back and wait. But like I said, they could pull up further. Almost can guarantee you, once he prints his paperwork out, he's going to have to walk all the way to the back of his trailer and put that seal on there. So he didn't save any steps by parking right there by the door, because he's going to have to do them anyway. All right, yeah, I could leave the cameras on and talk to y'all for a while, but I'm going to run out of things to say. But I'd really like to see him walk back here, put that seal on that trailer. So. But we're not, so we'll just talk to you somewhere along the way up there, or when we get back to the well and we load this third one up. All right, so we're here loading up the third and last one of the day. Boy, I am popular today. The phone been ringing off the hook. Drivers calling me to see how the plant's running in Fogelsville, because I guess the Reading plant filled up. I don't know what happened, but the silos filled up. So there's 2 guys waiting down there to unload. So those who hadn't gotten down there yet were calling me to ask how Fogelsville is running, because they're going to switch gears and go over there so they can unload. And then my night shift partner called and see if I knew anything about the truck and whether we were going to get it back tonight or what. And my buddy called. We're going out to dinner with him and his wife tomorrow night, so he called to make sure that we were still on for our plans. And his phone been ringing off the hook today. Thank God I got a Bluetooth that I can talk to him, because sometimes the phone don't ring at all, and other times it rings off the hook. Today, ringing off the hook. I didn't get a chance to talk to you the rest of the way up here, so that's what was going on with that. But we're loading this third one up, and once we're done, we take it down there and deliver it. And hopefully with the extra trucks going in there, we didn't drop back to one at a time, because it had been going good all morning so far. And Now we're into the afternoon, but it threw at least 16,000 extra gallons in there, so hopefully it doesn't take us down to one at a time. But we will see when we get there, and then that'll be it, and then we'll just head home. All right, keep it on, keep it on. Third load heading down, coming up here on 100 where we make the right. Take that down to Fogelsville. Looks like light's red now. Hopefully most of these people are turning right and we won't have to stop. The only thing we might have to do is hold up for that white car over there. Well, there's two of them over there. But we won't have to stop because there's no traffic blocking this little cutoff here. You can see in this sign here, Fogelsville 8, Trexlertown 11. So we are probably about 9 miles from the plant, 9.5 miles from the plant, because Fogelsville itself is right there where 100 crosses Tillman Street. That's actually Fogelsville. You want to really get technical, I think the plant is in Trexlertown. I'd have to look at a map of the political divisions, but I always call it Fogelsville. Fogelsville is a little shorter and easier to write on the paperwork than Trexlertown is, and Fogelsville is the better known name anyway, so that's what I usually call it. It's the Fogelsville plant. Some people call it the Allentown plant. When I haul the van up to Hazelton, I refer to it as the Allentown plant. But for me and for my coworkers and for the paperwork, you call it Fogelsville. But keep it on, keep it on. We're going to run along the Jordan Creek here for a little bit. I don't think there's any ice in it anymore like there was back in December and January. Remember I was showing you that creek was just about completely frozen over. Right here to our right. You can't see it so much now because of the leaf out of the trees, but yeah, that winter was so cold that that creek froze completely over. There was only a few spots here and there where you could see water underneath it, so... But anyway, we're keeping on, and when we get to the plant, we'll see if we'll be able to talk to you down there. And like I said, up there at the well, hopefully it didn't drop back to one at a time with the addition of a few extra trucks. All right, just about down to the plant again, and I have a feeling that we may or may not make this arrow down here. Traffic coming off of the right goes first, then the traffic coming from the left goes second, and then the light will turn for us. Now maybe this tanker in front of us, maybe he got up here in time to hit the pressure plate, which will give us the arrow. We will see. And we got another truck behind us. It's our guy pulling the van. Did we get the arrow? Did we get the arrow? We did get the arrow. Now let's get ourselves moving here. Maybe all three of us can get through. It's still green, so maybe our guy behind me will get through too. Looks like he did. That's good. And there he is. All right, so all three of us got through there. Tanker, I knew where he was going. I knew he was coming in here. Now we'll go right in and check in. This guy's got to go through the other lane and check that van in, as you've seen me do in the past. So, now to see if the plant is running good or if it went to one at a time. One pad open, and he's gonna get it. So what we will do is we will pull up in front of, I don't know what we're gonna do here, because he's gonna stop there, because there's a van freight hauler over there parked. Kind of bit. Looks like he might flip right there and back onto the pad. Yep, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna flip right there back on the pad. I don't like doing that unless I absolutely have to. Like if it's jammed up down there with dry vans trying to back in docks, because that's kind of hard on the tandems and tires and everything else to take a turn that tight. But I'll do it if I have to, but I don't like to do it. That's why that concrete pad is there that his tandems are going to roll over right about now. Is guys were doing that flip, and on hot days like today where it's 95 degrees, they were ripping the black top up. So they decided to put that concrete in there, so that's where we're supposed to drag the trailer tires when we decide to do a flip right in front of the pad. But we're here, and just see how it goes. But 4 tankers plus me, so. All right, so me and the guy that got in here just in front of me, we're both unloading. The other 3 trucks that were here left. I was number 5, if you remember. The pad had 4 trucks on it. I was the 5th one here, but 3 of them left. It's me and the other guy, and we're both unloading. So my fears were unfounded. Even with the extra trucks coming in here, they're still taking water. Everybody was unloading. Me and this guy are unloading, so we're not in a one-at-a-time situation, at least not yet. So we're gonna get this one unloaded, button her up, get out of here, and head northbound. All right, well, we're just about down the bottom of the Blue Mountain here, and we are not going to need fuel today. As I told you, this truck carries a lot more fuel than the other one does. 100 gallons more to be exact. This one has twin tanks. The one on the driver's side is larger than the one on the passenger side, but it carries 250 gallon of fuel, where ours only carries 150. So we need fuel like every other shift, but we top it off for each other. But this thing, the needle didn't even move off a full yet, so there is no need to go in there and try and squeeze any fuel in there, because when I used to run this truck out to Sunbury, I used to run it 3 days before I put fuel in it. And that was 2 round trips to Sunbury and then 1 down to Fogelsville. So she definitely does not need fuel for Sunday night. So all we need to go back to the shop and do is we're going to put some DEF in it. And actually, in all honesty, I wouldn't even need to put DEF in it, but I will top that off for her. And then after that, it's just a matter of post-trip in the truck and closing out the daily and weekly paperwork, and we can go home. It's always nice to have a short Friday. I thought I was going to be later starting. I thought my procedure this morning was going to take longer than it did, and I didn't think I was going to start till like 10 o'clock. But I got started about 8:45 this morning. My normal start time is 8, so I was a little bit late, but not as late as I thought I was going to be. So we're getting done at a really nice time tonight. The wife and I may be able to go out to dinner tonight. Something cheap and easy. Tomorrow night, of course, is a nice dinner with our friends. But we may be able to do a Friday night date night, so to speak. So we are making our way back to the shop, and it really was a good day today. Everything pretty much went the way it was supposed to go. No delays, nothing like that. So no complaints. The weather is nice. I mean, you can't beat it. Just a really awesome day today. Was one of our night shift guys going out. So I'm coming in, he's going out. So anyway, I guess we will talk to you a little bit back at the shop. I don't know what else there really is to say, but we'll try to talk to you a little bit back at the shop before we close this video out. But figured I'd talk to you going in this road, because I never really showed you coming in this way. It's equally as pretty as going out the other way, and the sun's at our back lighting everything up real nice, so figured I'd give you a look at it. But we're almost back. We'll talk to you when we park it and after we close everything out. All right, so we're done with everything. We stopped, we put DEF in, topped that off, walked around the truck, checked the lights and kicked the tires, did a quick post-trip inspection, make sure everything was good, no leaks, anything like that. Spun her around, backed in here, parked her, we did our paperwork already, so we are good to go. The only thing I need to do is, I don't have any more DVIR slips with me, so I gotta go inside and write one up and then bring a copy out here and put it in the truck for her for Sunday night. So that's the only thing I need to do other than leave the paperwork in my mail slot and then head on home. So sometime over the weekend we'll try to get this one up on the tube for you as well. So we'll talk to you hopefully next week. Hopefully we can do one or two of them next week. We have something interesting to do, and maybe go to some different places, but whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna go home and enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you next week.